Well, Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney just went scorched earth on Ole Miss. 8 minutes at the podium, a full dossier of alleged tampering, names, timelines, receipts, phone conversations. So the question's now pretty simple. Are the Rebels about to get hammered by the NCAA, hit with real sanctions, or is this just another example of the crazy college football environment we're in? In this video, I'll lay out what Dabo is accusing Ole Miss of, how likely it is that anything actually happens, and the one fatal flaw for Dabo in taking this all public. The player at the center of all this is a very good linebacker. Cal linebacker Luke Ferelli. He had 91 tackles this past season. He was honorable mention All-ACC and the ACC Defensive Rookie of the Year. Great season. Of course, he gets courted by some great programs. Clemson and Ole Miss are the two places he took visits to. And Clemson, a program that has been widely criticized for not using the portal enough, actually landed this guy over Ole Miss, a team that just played in the semifinals of the college football playoff. End of story, right? No, of course not. It's 2026 college football. Ferelli enrolled at Clemson. He's on campus. He's taking classes. He signs a contract with Clemson. He rents an apartment, buys a car. He was doing off-season workouts with Clemson, and everything seemed done until Ole Miss came back around. This is where we get to the accusation part of this. Dabo Swinney at a press conference for the aforementioned workouts took over 8 minutes to outline a full timeline of everything that happened from when this first began to when it ended with the player back in the transfer portal, despite having signed, worked out with an apartment, all of these things, right? I'm going to play you a clip, a snippet of the allegations, but I will say this starts with a word from the agent of the player that Ole Miss was still sniffing around, and reassurances throughout the entire process that there wasn't actually anything to worry about until the very end. But the snippet I'm going to play you is the part where Dabo Swinney talks about what exactly Pete Golding specifically did, the head coach at Ole Miss. These are the specific and damning accusations of tampering from Dabo.
And Luke communicated to Jordan and to Ben Boulware that Pete texted him on Wednesday morning, the head coach at Ole Miss, when he was in his 8 a.m. class. And he said, the text message said, "I know you're signed. What's the buyout?" And he also, Luke said that Coach Golding also texted him a picture of a $1 million contract. Luke also mentioned to Jordan and to Ben that Coach Golding had Trinidad Chambliss call him from his phone, and that Coach Golding was there continuing to talk on his phone to push him to re-enter the transfer portal. He also said that Jackson Dart had reached out and called him. But Luke again assured Jordan that he had no intention of leaving.
Whew, okay, that's pretty damning evidence if we're talking about tampering, right? I mean, eventually, of course, this all leads to, you can see where it's going, Ferelli getting back into the transfer portal. After repeatedly assuring throughout this process to Clemson that there was nothing to worry about, suddenly there was. More money offered on the table, a 2-year deal for Ole Miss, $1 million each year, is what Dabo said the final offer wound up being. So, regardless of what you think about Dabo, he's a lightning rod. Regardless of what you think about Ole Miss or the SEC, that can also be a lightning rod. This is blatant tampering. I mean, it's blatant tampering. And if Dabo is coming out with it, I mean, I feel pretty good in saying that they have a bunch of evidence that they have, by the way, turned over to the NCAA. But the question here is, what does it matter? Does that actually matter? Like, how likely is there that there will actually be punishment here? That's the big question we need to get into. Please do subscribe to the channel real quick. Getting this channel up and running would mean a lot. If you subscribe, like the video, that really, really helps. If you want to be the smartest college football fan in your group chat, go ahead and do it. This is from ESPN, okay? ESPN said, Swinney said NCAA officials were surprised by Clemson's transparency in its complaint, telling him that numerous schools have expressed frustration or made less clear-cut accusations of tampering, but had rarely been willing to file an official grievance. Whether the NCAA can or will enforce punishment should it find Ole Miss tampered with Ferelli is unclear. Though tampering is against NCAA rules, it's widely considered a rampant issue. So the NCAA finds this novel that is at least what I would submit in the category of if you think something might happen here, it's the NCAA saying, hey, we haven't had a whole lot of this, like this level of evidence. So does this mean this will be the case in the time where they decide to drop the hammer to make an example out of everybody? I got to be honest, guys. I doubt it. I can understand the theory of, hey, we'll fire a warning shot, make an example out of somebody, and hopefully that'll curb it. But even if you did that, nobody respects the NCAA anymore. Nobody respects the NCAA's authority over any of this stuff. There have already been articles written about NIL Go and the College Sports Commission, how it's supposed to be adjudicating every NIL deal and saying whether or not it's fair market value. That has been a mess. That's not happening. We're not getting enforcement on that. How do you expect them to enforce all these tampering cases? And nobody is going to stop. There is just no respect left for the NCAA where anybody would curb anything, even if they punished Ole Miss. And here's the thing. Like Dabo, I've been very critical of him before, but he totally has a point here. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, full stop, from a roster building standpoint, that you can land a guy in the portal, get him on campus, get him in an apartment, he's working out with you, and he can still just leave. Like there's nothing holding him there. He can just go leave for more money at another school, even at that point. Like, guys, it's unreal. It's unreal that we are at this point. And it's not the first time we've seen this. Salasi Moa, who wound up at Michigan, was Utah's best recruit in this class. He was taking classes at Utah and then decided to go into the portal at Michigan. And even after taking classes at Utah, then held an announcement to announce that he was going to Michigan, right? And that's what drew Mark Harlan, the AD at Utah, to tweet about it, which he took a lot of criticism for. I mean, there's no recourse for any of this. I appreciate Dabo's willingness to speak out because like so many coaches are not, because they know they've just got to play the game too. And if you start to speak out, then what's going to happen? People will start throwing you under the bus, right? Nobody wants to be the first to actually do that. So I appreciate Dabo for this. I think he genuinely cares about the state of college football. And I think he's right. And a lot of people are probably cheering this. But there's a big but here. At the same time, I'm not sure that spending time on this and spending time being the guy hung up on how messed up everything is what will allow you to succeed in this new environment. And there's already been plenty of questioning about Dabo's ability to do that. I mean, the guys who are succeeding right now in this environment, they're just playing the game, playing by the rules of the system, which are basically none, and bending the rules to their will. It's either that or guys who are just not making excuses and going out and doing it. Like, have we seen Curt Cignetti spending a lot of time complaining about this? No, the guy just goes and takes a roster that's not even a highly rated transfer portal roster and destroys everybody with it. It's just an era of adapt or die. And Pete Golding actually is a really good example of this. Like, it's hard to crush Pete Golding that much because what did he deal with? Pete Golding dealt with Lane Kiffin's staff still in his building as he's going through a playoff run, and they're tampering with players as they're working with them to go try and win games in the playoff, right? So he dealt with it as closely and more than anybody. So I understand why he would be out here like, well, I know what I got to do. I just got to be ruthless here. I mean, two wrongs don't make a right. Dabo said that. That is totally true in life. But I think right now in this current environment of college athletics, if you want to survive and you want to win big, which these guys all do, and they get paid to do that, you just have to wear this. You just have to wear this one and go on and maybe do it to the next guy. I mean, it sounds crass, but like, that's it. That's how this works. Everybody is doing it. It's happening everywhere. So yes, is this a scandal? Yes, it is. Is this tampering? Yes, it absolutely is. Is Dabo like justified in his frustration and complaint? Yes, he 100% is. Does it matter? No. Is that the way to win in this environment? I don't think so. So look, hope the best for Dabo in all of this. I doubt that much comes from it. NCAA doesn't have much teeth left, but you can let me know what you think in the comments. Should Ole Miss be punished? Do you respect Dabo for doing this? Or do you think Dabo is a dunce for doing this? Because he's taken a lot of heat on social media from what I have seen. Let me know what you think in the comments. And please do subscribe to the channel. Trying to get this one up and running to match my Open for Business channel that is already out there. Look, the SEC has bigger problems than just this. Click here to find out the only way that the SEC is going to reclaim top conference in college football from the Big Ten.